Yo, what is up guys, welcome to a new video. Today I'm gonna do another dummies tutorial. I already made EQ for dummies, compression for dummies, and reverb for dummies, and this time it's gonna be about delay. To talk about delay, think where you are in the top of the mountain and you say something and you hear you back. That's delay. So delay is just the repetition of the sound a lot of times. If you think about this example of the mountain, when you say something, every time you hear it with less highs, because the low frequencies can travel more, can go further, but the high frequencies not. So delay is just the repetition of the sound, but every repetition has less highs. And why we want to use delay on our sounds, especially to create more space, to cover more space, but sometimes you can use it to add more rhythm or something like this. But for example, where I use it the most are on plugs where I have the melody, because the plug is so short. So if you put a delay on it, you're gonna cover more space. I also like to use it on vocals for two reasons. The first one is just to cover space, and the second one is to have those delays that sometimes work really well.
Follow me tonight. Follow me tonight.
But I also like to use the delay with the reverb. So when I create a reverb bus, I have first the delay, so I cover a lot of space by duplicating the sound. And then what I do is put a reverb after it. And this way what I'm doing is creating this super big reverb that is covering everything. So with all of that being said, don't wait more, let's start with this tutorial. So here I have some delay plugins. First we have the Fruity Delay 1, Fruity Delay 2, Fruity Delay 3. I think this one is only in FL20 or FL12, I don't remember. Here we have the Fruity Delay Bank, the H Delay by Wave, the Echo Boy by Sound Toys, and the Valhalla Delay by Valhalla. And the ones I like to use the most are the Fruity Delay 2 and the Echo Boy. I'm gonna explain why later. But for example, this one is also so cool. I just downloaded this one not a long time ago, so I didn't really try it, but it seems pretty good. And the Fruity Delay 3, I tried, but I don't know, I don't really like it because I don't really know how to use some things. But in my opinion, it's pretty good to experiment and to try different things that you're not gonna try, for example, with the Fruity Delay 2. And to show you how delay works, I'm gonna use the delay 2. They said is the one I like the most, in my opinion, has the important things. And I'm gonna use the basic snare sound by FL Studio. So if we just load it and we have the default preset, it's gonna sound like this. As you can hear, we have a repetition and it decreases the volume. In this case, it's not gonna have that high cut because it's on the top, but I'm gonna explain later how to do it. So just start with the first knob. We have the pan, so if we put it on the left, the delay is gonna sound on the left. On the right, it's gonna sound on the right. Nothing else. Then we have the input. So this is how much of the original signal comes in the Fruity Delay. So imagine that we have here the snare. So the snare would go through the delay and then it's gonna go out. But if we don't have it, it's gonna be like this. It's not gonna come inside the delay and then it's gonna go out. So it's gonna sound normal. I like to use this knob to control how much delay I have. So if I have it like this, as you can hear, we have a lot of delay, but if you decrease it, it's gonna sound like the delay is quieter. Then here we have three types of delay: the normal one, the invert. I don't really hear difference in these ones. Sometimes in some sounds you can hear it, but I don't really like it. And then we have the ping pong that now it's gonna sound like normal. I'm gonna show you later how to use the ping pong. Then we have the feedback knob. This is how many repetitions do you want. If you have it on the minimum, it's just gonna repeat one. If you have it in the max, it's not gonna end, never. So it depends on you how much you want it. Normally I have it between these 2 points. Then here we have the cut. So this is just a high cut. If I reduce it a lot, you're gonna hear it. Okay, and what it's doing is what I said. It starts with the high cut and then this high cut is reducing a little bit. Not a lot in this plugin, it more or less stays at the same value, but there are other plugins that you can hear this high cut. In this case, I usually have it between the top and this point here, so I normally have it in the middle. And this way what you're doing is, as the delay doesn't have that much highs, it's not gonna clash with the original signal, and also it's gonna sound more in the background, that is gonna make it sound a bit fuller. Then here you have the time, and it's like the pre-delay on a reverb or the attack on a compressor, and it's when you want it to start. If you have it on the 0, it's gonna sound at the same moment. As you can hear, it sounds weird. Just move it a little bit, and if we increase it a lot, And my advice on this one is just right click, set, and put it on 2. In my opinion, this is the best one that works the best, just to have a delay with rhythm that goes with the tempo. If you wanted to experiment, you can try other things, of course, but this one works the best with the tempo, in my opinion. Then you have here an offset, and if you go to the left, what you're doing is offsetting the left signal, so this left signal is going to take a bit more time to sound. And the same with the right, and what I recommend you is just to move it a little bit, like 1 millisecond, maybe 2 max, something like this. This way you're creating a bit of widening effect. And with this, if you have this offset, now you can use the ping pong, and you're gonna have the ping pong effect. But at the same time, with this plugin, it's not that obvious. So when I want to use a ping pong, I like to use other plugins that I'm gonna show you later. Finally, here you have a dry knob. So on 0, you just have the wet signal. And if you put it to the max, or where it was, it's just the dry signal with the reverb. But what if I want more advanced settings? If I want to use the ping pong, if I want to have a different kind of delay with some saturation, with a better EQ, with, you know, different things. In this case, I like to use the Echo Boy by Sound Toys. In my opinion, this is the best one. So what do we have in the Echo Boy? We have the same things as in the Fruity Delay. So as you can see, we have a mix that is could be more or less like the input volume, or this one. We have the echo time, that is just the time here. We have the feedback, that is this one. We have a low cut and a high cut, not just a high cut like in the Fruity Delay. So that's why I like to use this one a lot of times, because you can cut the lows. But then you have more options, that this groove and feel, that what we're going to do is create a kind of different rhythm or tempo for the delay. So if I increase a bit the feedback, now it sounds like this. But if I move the groove, you know, or the feel, you know, it's different. Also, you have here the saturation knob. So if you increase it a lot, with this one, you're not going to really hear a difference. But with the FM, for example, you know, so you can try a lot of different things and crazy things. But the reason I like to use the most this one is to use the dual echo or the ping pong. So they are basically the same. And as you could see, this thing changes, and now you have the left signal and the right signal. So what you can do is create a different kind of delay for each one, not the EQ, not the saturation, just the time. So for example, I can put this one on 1/4. You can also use the time, like in this one, you know, milliseconds. But I like to use the note, so this way I make sure it's in tempo. And as you can see now, this one plays every eighth, and this one plays every quarter of note, so it sounds different. Or if we put it on a half. Okay, so what I like to use is the 1/8 or 1/4, and this way what you're creating is a more widening sound, you know, as the signals are different, the left and the right. You create a stereo feel, and then if you put the ping pong, you're gonna have more or less the same feeling as this one. Okay, so this is the dual echo, and this with the ping pong. It creates more a ping pong effect and more on the sides, and then you have this rhythm echo thing that is pretty weird, and I never tried. I almost forgot to say that sometimes this tempo is not in the right BPM, so just click here, and now it's on the right BPM of your song, so this way it's gonna sound in the right tempo, it's not gonna sound weird. So well guys, this was the basic things of a delay. Well, I already showed you a pretty advanced things with the delay, like the saturation of the Echo Boy, you know, the ping pong and so on. And as I said before, this is really good to create a space, to cover a space, because if you just have the melody playing with a plug, you're gonna make it sound pretty empty. So if you put a delay, not super strong, just a little bit, what you're gonna have is cover all the space between the notes. This way the song is not gonna sound that empty. You can use also this in the build-up, for example, just for the snares, so it seems there are more snares going on and it sounds fuller. Or what you can do is also in the mastering, you can put a delay and increase it also with the build-up, and this way you're duplicating the entire song, and what you're making is making your song at this point sound a lot fuller. So well guys, this was everything about delay for dummies. If you want more dummies tutorials, don't forget to leave a comment down below so I can make more dummies tutorials. Don't forget to leave a like if this video helped you. You can go to the playlist I have on my channel and watch the other dummies tutorials. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any tutorial, and guys, see you in the next video.